My name is Sarah and welcome to The Bookish Knitter and welcome to another daily reading vlog. Today is the 29th of January. It is about 11:30 in the morning, so it's a bit later than it was yesterday when I started the vlog. I've already done quite a bit this morning, I guess. I got up, showered, dressed, and I headed right out and got my blood work done this morning that I had to do. I did not go to the library though. I'm going to save that for maybe tomorrow or Friday. We shall see. Maybe even this weekend. Actually, those books are due back on Friday, so I'll probably definitely be going on Friday. If not tomorrow. And, yeah, but I did go to Walmart because I had to go to Walmart to pick up a couple things like cat food and stuff. Sorry for the crinkling. I do realize that the one thing that I've forgotten over the last number of days was to open these. So for those of you who might have missed a vlog last week, my lovely friend Fiona over on the channel Reads and Eats, I will leave a link to her channel below. She sent me this lovely care package and unfortunately it arrived a little bit late because I was meant to open one of these little gifts every day from December 25th to January 5th. Yeah, they came late. So I am opening them now, but I missed a number of days. So I'm going to open about 4 days now. So I thought that would be a fun way to start the vlog. I'll also share with you guys, of course, what I'm currently reading. I am currently reading The Secret Network by Marie Farinella. I am at 62% of this one. I'd really like to get this one done today. We shall see how that goes. And I am also currently reading X Marks the Spot by Gloria Chow. So there it is there. It's a YA, kind of adventure story. She is, she kind of has a treasure from a grandfather that she didn't know about. And it takes place in Taiwan. And she is kind of on this treasure hunt. I am enjoying it. I'm going to be honest and say I'm not loving it. I'm kind of actually like not struggling to pick it up, but like, oh, do I really feel like reading it? And yesterday, if you watched my vlog yesterday, I did mention that I started listening to it on audio and I wasn't too sure about the audio, but I picked it back up on audio this morning when I was having my breakfast and I'm like, okay, I think audio might be the way to go for this one for me. I'm not absolutely loving the narrator, but, you know, I do want to find out how the story ends. So it's not like I want to DNF it. I enjoy it, but it's just like, oh, I think I would rather sit and cross-stitch than pick this book up. Does that make sense? So I thought if I pop in the audio, I can do both. So yeah, so that's probably, that's the way I'm going to go with that one. So let me quickly open these 4 little parcels that I have here. And then we will check in again later. Hold on. Let's open these first. One thing at a time, Sarah. One thing at a time. So, yeah, but that's really all that I have going on today, you guys. I have nothing else planned. It's going to be a quiet day. We got quite a bit of snow last night. I was actually really surprised. I had to go out this morning and clean off the car to go out. Garrett helped me, thankfully, because the snow was really heavy. And I think I did a little bit too much because I'm like a little sore here, like the incision area. Like sometimes that still gets really sore if I do a little bit too much. So I'm going to take a couple Tylenol and I should be fine. But that's my own fault. It's one of those things where, you know, you're feeling good and you're like, oh, I can totally do that. And you're like, no, I totally can't do that. Oh, another lovely bookmark. I do love a good bookmark. She makes these, I'm almost certain. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. She must have a laminator machine. What a great idea. You know, download something off of Pinterest or off the internet and print it out and just laminate it. Lovely for a bookmark. Lovely. Thank you, my dear. So that's one of the 4. So like I said, I'm opening 4 today to kind of catch up. So here's another little one. I just love the wrapping paper so much. The time it must have taken her to wrap each of these little things individually. Like, my goodness. What do we got here? Oh, another little sticker. I do love some stickers. So this one is a pile of books. Delightful. Delightful. I love it. I'm keeping all the stickers in one area and then eventually I will decide, you know, what I'm going to do with them. If I'm going to put them on a device or put them on my book cart or put them in a book. I mean, I don't know yet. We shall see. I don't want to wreck anything. So I'm being very careful with opening these things because I don't want anything to go flying. Oh my goodness. Like, look at this. Look at how cute is this? Isn't that beautiful? I almost want to keep these to the side. So like next year when I do my Christmas cards, I can like make my own and kind of use some of these things to decorate them. Oh, I love it. And then we've got this big one. So let's see what's in here. So I'm going to keep opening these until they're all gone. Like there's, like I showed, there's still a package left of them. So there would have been 12 and I've opened 5 so far. So yeah, that's the way that goes. So let's see what we got here. Oh, isn't this a lovely card? Oh, isn't this beautiful? It's like a postcard. I really want to get for when I sit over behind the book cart, or actually over here might be nice too, but I like this painting behind me. Eventually what I'd like to do, is get a big cork board and like put all this kind of stuff up all over the cork board and have it kind of behind me in my videos. Eventually when we move and, you know, I have a book room, like a proper book room again. I mean, I have one now, but we're going to be moving and I'm not going to bother like decorating it if we're going to be out of here hopefully in 6 or 8 months. You know what I mean? So yeah, but that is stunning. I love that image. It's beautiful. So thank you again, Fiona. So stay tuned. I'll be opening one of these little packages every day. And yeah, so that's it for right now. I'm going to take my pills because I haven't done that yet. And I can put my glasses on so I can see. I took them off because, as you can see, the window is open in front of me, so we're getting a glare. And also drink my coffee because I made a coffee this morning, and then I realized I had to go get my blood work done, so I dumped my coffee. I didn't drink it. And now I'm like, now I can finally have my coffee. So I'm going to drink my coffee, read my little bit of the Nancy Drew book while I take my pills, and figure out what I'm going to have for lunch. And I will check in with you guys later. Bye, everybody. Hi friends, it is about 3:30 in the afternoon and I thought I would pop in with a quick update. So first of all, cross-stitch update, because I do put this away and I'm not going to pull it out later to show you. So I put about another 160 stitches in today, which is pretty good. That's about what I did yesterday. So I finished off the top part here of this little like snowman jack-o'-lantern. There is a bottom part, so because I still need to work on down here. But so I got him done, his little face and his hat, and then I added these like branches in up here. I still have to add snow and some of the leaves, like the little orangey yellow bits are leaves, and then there's the snow bits, so I still have to do all of that. So I will get to that probably tomorrow. But yeah, so that is what I got done today. Now, I did get a question yesterday in one of my comments that I thought I would actually address here in case anyone else had the same question. And the question was, where do I get my cross-stitch supplies from? So the answer is a lot of different places. So the person had said something about kits. I don't buy kits. I've never bought kits. I've never liked kits. This is just my personal opinion. If you are a kit cross-stitcher, that's cool. For those of you who don't know what that is, basically it means is that you buy a kit and it comes with everything. It comes with your floss, your fabric, your pattern, the whole kit and caboodle. Pun intended, I guess. I didn't mean for that. But anyway, so I know my dad used to stitch some kits and stuff like that, and I know that they were very, very popular back in the 80s and 90s, but that's, I buy my patterns. My patterns themselves, I get off of Etsy, and they're digital patterns. There are so many by independent designers and stuff like that. They're fantastic. I prefer digital patterns. It's just what I can see. Paper patterns I don't care for because I just can't see them. They're too small. That's just my personal preference, each to their own. If you are a print pattern person, you can get them off of sites like 123stitch.com. I'll try to remember to leave these linked below. Also, yeah, so 123stitch.com is probably your best bet for patterns and fabric, and like literally 123stitch you can get everything cross stitch for. They have floss, they have different fabrics like the higher end fabrics like this. You know, I say this is higher end because it's dyed. As you can tell, like the fabric, it's not just a plain color, it's dyed. You can see the different, you know, the shading of the coloring in the fabric itself. I believe the colorway of this is called Haunted, but I'm not absolutely certain. I can't remember exactly what the pattern is. Sorry, I just sat on something and turned back on my TV. So yeah, so 123stitch.com. If I'm just buying like, okay, so for the piece I was working on last week, the San Francisco, the Pretty Little San Francisco, that fabric I got from Michael's, my big box store. I bought a lot of times, I'd say at least half the time, my fabric comes from Michael's, if I can get it. If I need a specialty piece, if I want a certain color, like if you guys remember, if you've been watching for a while, I was stitching that one piece and I got like the roof done and I just said I was not happy with it at all and I need to order the fabric. I'm actually getting the fabric off of Etsy. There is a seller on Etsy that I buy from. Now she's local to me, so that's why I use her. Go on Etsy and you can search cross-stitch fabric. There are sellers on Etsy who will buy cross-stitch fabric and dye it themselves and then sell this hand-dyed fabric. And some of it is just beautiful. So you can really fall down a rabbit hole with that. As for floss, I know that there's a lot of specialty flosses like Weeks Dye Works and stuff like that. I stay away from that because it just gets to be too expensive and I just can't be bothered. I use DMC. The stuff that you buy at Michael's, Joann Fabrics, Hobby Lobby, wherever that's what I use because it is just the easiest. And almost every pattern uses it, and it's relatively inexpensive, and it gets the job done. So, it's the fabrics that I tend to spend a bit more money on sometimes, because a fabric can make or break a pattern. So, for example, like if I did this on I just feel like this fabric was just perfect for this pattern. Like it just looks like that kind of dark, stormy or night. You know what I mean? Whereas if I had like a bright blue or I had something else, it might not work as well. A white would not work with this, So yeah, sometimes it's nice to have to treat yourself, if you will. When you're going to spend this amount of time working on something and it's something that you're going to frame and put up on your wall or whatever you're going to do with it, you want to take the time to make it look really, really nice. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that. But yeah, so Etsy, if I'm buying online, whoops, and I just dropped this on the ground. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I just did not want stuff to get like cat fur. Everything I have is covered in cat fur, including me, including everything else, especially the cats. So anyway, yeah, basically 1-2-3 Stitch. I haven't bought from them in a while. So this fabric itself, it's a company called Picture This. Again, I can't film a video without Presley sneezing. It's called Picture This Plus. And it is fantastic. They are one of my favorites. They have some beautiful fabrics. And they're nice and soft and nice and, easy to use and stuff like that. They have different stitch counts, 14, 16, 18. Again, this is all gobbledygook for those of you who don't stitch. So yeah, but anyway, Picture This Plus on 1-2-3 Stitch. They are fantastic. And the great thing about them too is that when you buy from them, even me being Canadian, I can change the amounts to Canadian dollars so I can see how much it's actually going to cost me in Canadian dollars, as opposed to seeing the US and then all of a sudden, you're checking out and it's like, oh my gosh, it's actually this much. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool too. Or if you're in the US, it'll be in American dollars. So anyway, yeah. But again, that is North American based. If you are across the pond, if you will, you might buy from a different place. So anyway, reading update. I am now about 75% of the way through The Secret Network by Marie Farinella. Like I said, I should get that done tonight. That is my goal. Here's where I'm struggling. I'm struggling with X Marks the Spot. I'm not loving the book, guys, but I'm 160 pages into it. I'm at about 45%. I'm not quite halfway through it. I'm at a point now where I don't want to put it down because I'm halfway through the book. Whereas this other part of me is kind of like, I'm at a point where I'm not loving it. I don't really care for the main character. I don't see now if I had figured this out at 10% or 15%, and you know what? I was having my doubts at 10% or 15%, and I should have pulled the plug then, but I didn't because I was hoping it was going to. This is the problem. I'm someone who struggles actually with DNFing books. Because a part of me is like, well, what if it gets better? And I was looking at some reviews online, and some people were saying the same thing, that they kind of got on the struggle bus with it a little bit, and then it got better, and it was better at the end. But I've been going back and forth with the audio because I'm like, oh, maybe the audio will help me get through it. And then I was listening to it on audio, and then there's parts of the books where there's Chinese and Mandarin characters and stuff like that, and it's just like, it's very frustrating to listen to on audio, to be completely honest. There's actually a PDF document that's included in the audio. You know what? I'm at 45%. It has not been that difficult of a read. It's actually a relatively quick read. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and get it done in the next day or so. I'll have it done before the end of the month. I'm really excited about the book I'm reading after this. For those of you who don't know, I'm one of those people who pick the next book. I always know what my next book is going to be, and I know what my next book is going to be, and I'm super excited about it. So I think that's part of it too, is that I want to jump onto the next book. But anyway, so that's my update for now, guys. I will check in later. Bye.
Sleepy, sleepy Presley. I had bought that oversize sweater thing, blankie thing for myself. But as you can see, when you turn it inside out, it's fluffy lined, and the cats like it as a blanket. And Presley has decided to claim it as his own, and it's no longer mine. That's what happens when you have cats.
Hello, friends. This is the final clip of the vlog. So I made a decision on the way to taking my husband to work. I was talking to him in the car. I was telling him about reading X Marks the Spot. And I'm like, what would you do? I'm like, I'm almost halfway through. And he's like, if you want to do anything else other than pick up that book, he said, it's time to decide to just put it down. So, first DNF of the year, I am DNFing X Marks the Spot by Gloria Chow. I just can't get into it. I've been fighting this book, going back and forth on audio, thinking it might make it easier for me to get through. And you shouldn't have to do that with a book. You should not have to do that. If you find that you are doing that, put the book down. It's not worth it. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your effort. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of other books that you could be reading. So, basically it was, nothing offended me in the book. And it's not I'm never touching this book again. It's a horrible, horrible book. You should not read it. It just was not for me. I just kind of felt like it was like two different stories. It was a little, I'm not a good puzzle person. I know everybody read and loved the Inheritance games. I don't think that that's something for me. I think because it makes me feel stupid. And I know I shouldn't say that about myself. We shouldn't say those things about ourselves. But like, this character's figuring out these puzzles. I'm like, how? How are you figuring this out? Like, I have no idea. So I'm just not a puzzle person. I never have been. So maybe this one just wasn't for me. I like the idea of the treasure hunt. The puzzle aspect of it was kind of a little hit or miss. I will talk more about this on Monday when I do my wrap up, because it's not like there have been a couple of other books that I've put down. Like I've read a couple pages of them and put them down that I've never talked about here. But I'm not calling those DNFs. Like I'm calling this a DNF because I was almost halfway through it. I was at 42%. So, I feel like I can talk about why I decided to put it down. So again, I will do that on Monday. But I am going to pick something else up tonight. I do still want to try and finish The Secret Network by Marie Farinella. That is my main goal tonight, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I don't have much of it left. But I am going to at least start like a chapter of... I'm finally starting this, you guys. The Women by Kristen Hanna. This is on my February TBR. It's one of the books that I did not talk about in my TBR video, but it is on my February TBR. I have been so hesitant to pick this one up because I'm such a big fan of her historical fiction work. I've never read her contemporary. I've never read Firefly Lane or anything like that. I really don't have any interest. But like, I love The Winter Garden. The Four Winds was amazing. And I just kept thinking like, I don't want this to disappoint me. Do you know what I mean? And my aunts read it and loved it. My mom read it and loved it. So many people I know have read it and loved it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to finally bite the bullet and read it this month, or in February. So I'm getting a head start. It's the 29th today. There's no way I am finishing this by February 1st. And even if I do, who cares? Doesn't matter. Whatever. So I am starting this, and I do have this beautiful edition from Book of the Month. It was last February's Book of the Month. How appropriate. I feel like that's appropriate. So I'm finally going to start this beast. I grabbed it off of my book cart. I went, I didn't realize it was this big. So for those of you who do not know, this is about, from the celebrated author of The Nightingale, which I still also have not read, and The Four Winds comes The Women. At once, an intimate portrait of coming of age in a dangerous time, and an epic tale of a nation divided. So this is about the women who, I guess, helped serve in the Vietnam War. So very, very interested. This should be good. So looking forward to this one. So that's it, guys. That's it for this vlog. Sorry, all the clips have been just me sitting in front of this wall just talking to you guys. Very boring. I think I did get a clip of Presley, so maybe that was something. But that's it, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Until then, if you like this video, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. That would help me a lot. And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.